people don't even understand. Like, people just watch what videos I put up.
Alex, your partner, she works.
She's been a massive part of it. So really, the club was formed with me, Seb, and Alex about 4.5 years ago, and she's like very important behind the scenes. She has a lot of stuff with the kits.
Yeah.
She has a lot of stuff with the administrational side and looking after the logistics of the business and the finances. But she's like not someone that's necessarily going to be in all the hashtag videos.
Yeah.
But huge part of it.
Does it working so closely with people that you love? Does that cause a lot of problems? Because
we did break up for a year.
I was going to get to that. Yeah. Well, it's weird because you posted it publicly like January 2019.
Yeah.
And I remember I was with Fiona just chilling, and it came up, and I remember I'd only met you a handful of times in passing. I didn't really know you. I definitely never met Alex. And I felt so sad. And the internet, I felt like the internet was sort of like mum and dad had just like broken up, and I had to work out whose I was going to go to at the weekends or something. And I showed Fiona, and Fiona got upset as well. And she definitely doesn't know like either of you. Like, I feel like it was because it was quite a public relationship, wasn't it? A lot of people were invested, and fans of you, as I am, were kind of hurt by that. What was that part of your life like?
Yeah, well, it was. I don't think you guys picked the reference earlier. When I said earlier, I said I ate terribly last year. That was a reference to Alex not cooking me meals. So I would say we kind of had to announce it publicly because we have a channel together, and that channel actually was off of YouTube for the whole of last year. So we didn't delete it because it's now back up.
Yeah,
but it was not. You couldn't find it if you searched for it.
Right.
And. Yeah, it was a very weird time. We decided to make the announcement January last year, 2019, because people were wondering, like, they hadn't seen any videos for a long time. We hadn't even when we announced we'd broken up, we hadn't made a video maybe for 4 or 5 months already.
Right.
So it was like a long time coming.
Yeah.
So we had to get that out there. And it was a pretty important year, I would say. Like, Alex and I have talked about it on our channel. Would we have rather it not happened? Probably. Like, it's a weird thing. It's like a blemish, isn't it? It's like a mark on the relationship. Like, it's only all these things, right? You guys, I'm sure, can relate to this. Maybe more. Actually, no, because your and Fiona relationship is out there to an extent as well. Maybe not in the same way, but I've seen a lot of Fiona on your Instagram and stuff. And I know she works with you as well.
Mm-hmm.
I would say you can get really preoccupied with how you look to the outside world. So, like, from that perspective, now it's like this thing that's there, and that our family know and our friends know, and the wider world of YouTube know that we broke up for a year. And it's almost like this, if you look at it one way, you can look at it as a failing of some kind. Like, we were engaged now, right? So we couldn't make it all the way through to that without this thing. But I just don't choose to look at it like that. I look at it as the opposite. I look at it as this thing that happened before we decided to spend hopefully the rest of our lives together, rather than making that decision and then breaking up down the line where it'd be a load more collateral damage, and potentially a family involved that would be broken up. Like, we've done that and we've come through it, and in that year we learned that we did want to be together and do the things that for an element of time we weren't sure about. I think some of that, I've talked about this before, was a result of working together in that world and YouTube, and I wouldn't say that was a huge factor because we've never been like the Kardashians, you know what I mean? First of all, we're not that famous, and second of all, we weren't making like vlogging every day.
Yeah.
We were just filming us playing badminton against each other or whatever. Like, so it wasn't, but it was more like the non-camera part of it. Like, Alex works off camera as well, as I mentioned at hashtag. She also edited a lot of my videos. People maybe don't even know this. A lot of SpencerFC content. Like Wheel of Fortune, for example,
right.
FIFA series that everyone wants to come back.
Yeah.
She pretty much edited that whole series, like 4 series of it.
Wow. So then when you break up romantically, does all of that work finish as well?
Where's the Wheel of Fortune been?
She took the wheel with her.
I couldn't find it. She made the wheel. She physically made the wheel. People don't know.
I'll be taking that.
She literally painted the wheel, created the wheel. So it's probably her series legally. No.
But you want to go on record and say you got back with her because you love her, not because you wanted the wheel.
Well, a bit of both. No. The wheel was in my house. It wasn't that. Right. It was that went away for a different reason. But she was a huge part of it behind the scenes, and I think, to be honest, working with me and also your boyfriend was probably a challenge. Like, I've definitely mellowed out a lot in the last few years. Like, I don't know if you ever would have encountered it really, but probably in the few years prior to that, I was definitely stressed, 100%. I was overworked. I was working too much, not enjoying the other side of life, like non-work side, not probably sleeping enough. And I found myself in a situation where I employed quite a few people for myself, but also through hashtag. And I kind of like had created this world for myself that everything it gave me, I really wanted. So like the football club being a thing, which is amazing for me and a huge dream. The lifestyle I could have, the content I could make, I could never complain about those things. But the actual things I had to do to facilitate that, the management, like people don't even understand. Like people just watch what videos I put up and think that's my job. It's like, oh, I've got a lot of people working for me. I've got like, we now have a youth team, we now have a women's team. I've got like committee meetings I have to go to. I've got people I have to talk to about planning permission. Like, do you know what I mean? It's so many different things. And at one point, all this stuff had come quite quickly, and I wasn't happy with my role in it all. And I was like, this is a bit too much.
Yeah.
And I think I became quite, I don't think I was depressed, but I think I was not enjoying my life that I knew was very good.
Right.
Couldn't get through to my head. So I had to make a change, and I had to try and find a way of fixing my life. And I didn't change too much professionally. Even Alex carried on working for hashtag the whole time that we were broke up. Like she never left.
Was that not awkward? Were you still good? Were you friends when you were going through this period, or was it?
Yeah, but at the same time, I don't always go. We've got HQ, like we go to. I don't always go there.
Yeah.
So like, there's a guy called Neil who doesn't get the credit he deserves, who basically runs hashtag day to day, like a large part of it. So like, he's the man in the office that's always there, and it wasn't always me. I'd go to the games and I'd go and do the bit that was fun. Yeah. Basically, got all the credit. Yeah. But Neil was doing the hard work. Yeah, that's true. Like Neil was doing all the hard work. Yeah. You know? And no, exactly.
That's all I'm here for. I'll set everything up, and then Jack gets all the credit.
Yeah. Did you always kind of think deep down that you and Alex might get back together?
I think I never wrote it off, and we said as much when we broke up. You know, it was never off the table.
Is that why you didn't delete the channel? You just hid it?
Probably.
Yeah.
Subconsciously, maybe.
Yeah.
I think also it's like you don't want to delete someone who's put so much work into this. Like a lot of millions and millions of views on there, and not that that's really that big a thing in the grand scheme of things, but
I guess they're all memories. Yeah, the Spandex Cup and whatnot.
That was the thing. Like when we made the channel, we said, because obviously you got to go back to when we started this channel. When we started this channel, I probably had 50,000 subs or something. I don't know what.
Yeah.
My channel.
Yeah.
There's no guarantees or really any real potential that channel was going to go anywhere. We just did it as like a video album of our life. And the first few videos are literally like us going to the zoo.
Yeah.
Not that great content for third parties, but. So we were like, we'll always keep this channel up, whatever happens, because it's our video. But when you break up, it suddenly becomes quite awkward, like, especially if you're dating other people and stuff.
Yeah.
Because they're like, well, just Google your name and some YouTube channel of your old boyfriend comes up.
Yeah.
So we had to take it down. But yeah, it never deleted, and I think it was always a chance, and we did.
Right.
It was quite strange because I'm not really in that world at all, but I remember your announcement of getting back together popping up everywhere, and the comments on that were insane. How supportive everyone was over this couple no one really knows.
It reminds me of everyone, if you watched Spencer and Alex, like you did feel like you knew them. Like when they got back together, you were saying about the announcement. It reminds me, there's been no better time to use that meme of that pub in London when England score in the World Cup and everyone
when it's up on the screen on the projector.
Yeah. It was like that. It was that moment. So you got back together, and obviously one step further now. You're engaged, so congrats on that.
Thank you.
And I don't think Fiona would let me live it down if I didn't ask you to tell the story of your proposal, because she's a sucker for romance. She loves all that.
Alex kind of knew it was coming. Like, you can imagine if you've been broken up for a year, you're at that point in your lives, and we're both around 30 at the time. We knew that we wanted to make certain decisions with regards to making a family and stuff like that. So when we got back together, we were going to get married. That was just the thing. It was non-negotiable, right? She didn't know when I was going to...
It was in the contract.
Because they don't make it sound like you didn't have a choice.
I had the lawyers look for it.
When they broke up, he had a buyback clause put into...
So it wasn't like this, oh my God, she wouldn't have expected it, but she didn't know when it was happening. She didn't know it was going to be on that holiday. I went down to Hatton Gardens in London, which is where I went for my brother, which is a famous area known for jewellery.
Yeah.
And got the ring. I did have a bit of a stinker. Like, not a stinker, but I got the ring. We went to Maldives on holiday, and I think I mentioned this in the video, but I almost had the woman and the security went through my bag in front of Alex where the ring was, and I was like, this is going to be a disaster, and I had to talk her out of like doing it in a really weird way, not sounding like a terrorist.
Yeah.
Like, no, don't go in that pocket. But I got away with it. And then when I got to Maldives, I just was very trustworthy because it's quite a upmarket place. I just took the ring out and literally left it on this like little shelf in the hotel room. Like, it wasn't in a safe or anything. It was there, and I didn't propose to till the last day of the holiday, so it was just sitting there for like 8 days.
Did you keep checking on it, or did you just leave it?
I forgot. I checked on it once, and I was like, I'll be fine. And like, I could have gone so wrong when I think about it.
Yeah.
It worked out in the end. And then we proposed to her. She had a bit of a mugged me off a little bit because I literally just said, "Will you marry me?"
Right.
She was like, "And?" And I was like, "No, that's it." And it was like, it wasn't. I made it sound less romantic, but it wasn't we'd had the conversations.
Yeah.
She knew what this meant. And later that day, we did reinforce it. And I said, "Look, this is the percentage of the house now."
I want the wheel back.
How many series will you edit? No.
So you did it on the last day, did you?
Last day of the holiday, really early in the morning.
Yeah, because she has a go at you a little bit for that.
She's in a dressing gown.
No makeup.
Yeah.
And then you're filming it.
Well, because you can't do both ways. The whole point of the Maldives, the reason I wanted to do it there is because it looks like on postcard. It's unbelievable. And if you wait till when she's got her makeup on, that means it's probably going to be evening when we go for dinner.
Yeah.
And so you won't get that beautiful backdrop. It's literally our hotel room was the ocean.
Right.
So I had to do it in the morning, and I just went, Alex, get out. There's a massive fish outside, because there was like unbelievable fish. No, it sounds ridiculous.
What a reason.
There's a big old fish out here.
I think I might have said dolphin or something.
That's mental.
No, there literally was dolphins. Like, it wasn't even
Really?
Like, there was dolphins outside. This place is unreal, mate.
Jesus Christ.
And so she come out, but she got up completely naked.
Right.
Because that hotel, like, you got like a decking area, and then it's literally the ocean, so no one else can see you.
Right.
So you could get away with stuff like that.
Yeah.
And so she got up completely naked. But also Maldives is quite strict on like privacy things. So like, if someone did see it, it'd be really awkward. So I just said, don't go get a dressing gown on. There's a boat out there.
Right.
Live, it's just
There's a big fish, a dolphin, a boat. It's like the life of Pi out there. There's a tiger on a boat. It's all going on.
Good book. But yeah. And then I proposed to her, and she was like, "Cool, but where's the dolphin?"
Lovely.
Have you got the stag in place? You know what you're doing for that?
I've got a sick idea for the stag. I mean,
Oh.
first of all, the title, #stag.
Oh. Amsterdam then for the hash.